customer. Are you actually recording?
Oh yeah.
I'm getting pissed off. I'm getting agitated. I'm getting upset because I keep having to answer these same questions in my Facebook group from this same company, the Sunlight and Sauna company. These people will just basically say anything to get... Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing.
To get you to buy something.
It's just funny because you don't really get frustrated. Like I've seen
now,
you like...
Now I'm getting frustrated.
I've seen you sweat inside of saunas building them and you're just like, oh no, I'm good. And
no, this frustrates me. Now I'm getting frustrated. Because we have sales reps at sauna companies that try to make people feel like they don't understand what's going on. And they change the way that the technology is interpreted. And it's misguided, it's lying, it's wrong, it's false advertising, it's misrepresenting the whole brand, everything. But they'll do anything to make a sale. What's frustrating is that these people come to me and they're like, hey, what do you think of this? I tell them what I think about it and they're like, well, the rep said this. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not how it works. And then they're like, well, but the rep said this about this. And I'm like, all right, this is starting to become a waste of time. So today, I thought, why don't we just illustrate in one video that I can point everyone to. So when anybody asks me about a Sunlight and Impulse or a Sunlight and Amplify or a Clearlight this or whatever, any kind of full spectrum sauna that has far infrared, mid infrared, near infrared, there is no confusion anymore. Because what we're gonna do, we're gonna set up a little experiment. So with far infrared, 3,500 nanometers or 5,000, 4,000 nanometers and up, you don't need direct line of sight to the body in order to get the heat to pass through. It'll pass through your clothes. I mean, you can see this in our install videos. When I put saunas together and I'm fully clothed, I have shoes on, I am sweating. Why is that? Because the far infrared, the invisible portion of the wavelength that causes core temp increase or causes you to heat up, passes through fabric. You don't need direct line of sight. Now these full spectrum saunas, when they're baiting and switching people and they're saying, oh, you know, we have LED panels that are behind a grill and it doesn't matter because the grill, and they start saying all these other things, I'll put a screenshot up here of what the reps say in my Facebook group. And this is what's so frustrating, is that people keep asking about this. And what's happening is the reps are switching back and forth from a photobiomodulation device like this, which is what they have behind the grills in their panels, and they're referencing low light laser studies. There's no lasers in full spectrum saunas, so you shouldn't really use, some of the research, you know, is relatable, but the rest of it is not. So when you put red light therapy panels behind a grill like this, or you have quartz halogen heaters in the front that don't really have any output below 1,000 nanometers and down, which is what all the studies are on for real photobiomodulation, when the body's not superheated, when you have really good coverage and absorption on the skin. These are like two different things and they're confusing the shit out of the customers. And it's a nightmare for me to explain this because no one understands what's going on. So today what we're going to do is we're going to I have the FLIR camera charging right now. What we're going to do is we're going to go upstairs. I'm going to put the exact same two towels in a far infrared sauna, and you're going to see on the FLIR camera how far infrared passes through and will heat up the body. And then we're going to do the exact same thing and we're going to put a towel in front of a red light therapy device, and you're going to see how this is completely rendered ineffective. You need direct line of sight for 1,000 nanometers and down. It's not to heat the body, and it also doesn't pass through fabric. So when you have something like this behind a grill, or when you have an obstruction, or when you have reps calling this that, and vice versa, to confuse people and just get you to buy something when you don't really understand what's going on, it'll make a lot more sense now. And then you can see in the other videos, these quartz halogen heaters, these full spectrum heaters, Sunlight and Amplify or Clearlight Sanctuary or whatever, these contribute to heating the body. They're not really giving you any red light therapy. You can look at it on the graph, on a spectrometer. The output of these falls off a cliff from 1,000 nanometers and down. Well, you really want the 660 and 800 nanometer wavelengths, just like all the studies that they're referencing, you know, show. So it's a misguide, it's a bait and switch by these companies to say, you know, oh, well, the full spectrum heaters will give you this and give you that. When in fact, they're really contributing to more heat in the sauna in a way. You're missing the red light therapy. You're not getting what you think you're getting. But you wouldn't know that unless you saw it on a spectrometer. So we're gonna do a little test, and we're going to make this a reference video. So anytime someone asks me about a Sunlight or pastes these comments and says, oh, the people said this or da-da-da, watch.
So you can stop pissing off Matt.
That too. So we're going to take two of the same towels. We're going to turn this on. So let that heat up for a minute. We'll switch to the FLIR camera eventually. Give it like 10 minutes. So like you were asking me before, the difference is a lot of the red light therapy wavelengths require visible light. Like it's a visible light wavelength. So if you need visible light to have a therapy, right, which is red light therapy, photobiomodulation, blah, 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 you need direct line of sight for it to work. So if you put a grill, if you put a mesh material, if you're wearing clothes, if you have any type of obstruction from a visible light therapy device, it's not going to work. This no longer is effective. You might get some bleed through, I mean, you can see it. But if you look at the wall, right, there's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference.
It's a ginormous difference. And you can see my skin. You can see how bright this is. It's not going to work through the clothes. I mean, it may work if this is really, really thin and you're super, super close. But you put a mesh grill in front of it, or you put this, or you put that. It sounds cool. We could link to all the NASA laser studies that you want. Sounds great, but you need direct line of sight. So maybe the sauna is heated up by now, and we'll go and check that out. So you can begin to see now hot and cold spots. It'll recalibrate, like all these saunas are off. So let's go into there where the sauna is heating up. Let it recalibrate for a second. And you'll probably want to come around here. So you can see until this heats up, we don't really have much penetration, right? The towel is blocking, some of the infrared, but you can start to see it heat up. The sauna hasn't been on it's been on for 3 minutes. So it's going to take a second for the heat to come through. But this will never happen with a red light therapy device. It's never going to penetrate the fabric. Even if the towel surface temperature doesn't heat up, which is required in order for the FLIR camera to pick up that the heat is increasing, you'll see my body heat, because it passes through that, you'll see my body heat temperature increase. You'll see me start to glow, even though I have clothes on, even though I have the towel blocking that. With red light therapy, you need direct line of sight for visible light spectrum. So when the reps for all these different companies say that, oh, it's fine, or this is super emissive, or oh, there's a quartz heater in the front and you get the red light therapy from that, it's not true, because you're not getting the same wavelengths from those things. And so the wavelengths that you are supposed to get, from these other devices that are placed around in the sauna are partially being blocked. So there's no comparison between the output that makes compared to one of those red light therapy devices that you use outside the sauna with clean, dry skin, right, at close range. Because the other thing is the distance. You might have a red light therapy device here, or you might have a quartz halogen heater here and here in the front. But how many feet away from the body is that? Even in the one-person sauna, they're huge. So is it 16, 18 inches away? When you can use a photobiomodulation panel or a red light body panel and be as clean and as dry and as close as you want. You can do targeted therapy if you have knee or elbow or joint issues. You can do all kinds of stuff. You simply cannot do that in the sauna. It doesn't work that way. But it's conveniently confusing for the customers. So I'm already starting to get hot. I don't know if there's a difference on this in my body temperature. The sauna's only been on for 4 minutes, so it usually takes...
You're 90...
Well, that's an arbitrary reading.
You're 100 degrees.
Is the color of me changing despite the towel blocking?
On your shoulders and on your the back, like rounding your back, you can see it's getting hotter than the rest of you.
Yeah. So the heat's penetrating the towel. Is the towel heating up at all or no? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Towel is at like roughly 100. 97, 98. So
when we compare this same thing with the PBMT device or with the red light therapy body panel, this will never happen because it's stagnant. It requires direct line of sight for visible light spectrum. I mean, we could go see if you want.
Yeah.
It'll show you the temperature of the bulbs, and it'll kind of recalibrate to the room because it's cold. So the bulbs are significantly warmer than the room, but they never actually climb in temperature like a sauna will. They'll stay this operating temperature. That's why they have cooling fans, a heat sink, and everything else. If you hold this, if that's possible.
Yes.
And then we cover one of these. What happens to it?
Completely gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it does, you can still see a little bit of heat coming through it, but like, will you uncover it again?
Yeah, but it's not about the heat. So it'll still heat the towel because the surface temperature of the bulb is hot, but it's not penetrating in a way.
Not at all. It completely goes away.
That would give you light therapy at 18 inches away. It's blocking the visible spectrum of the light itself. You'll get the bleed through, which you can see on the camera. But
no, but your body, when you step into view, you see how
For me?
minimal. Yeah, you can see how minimal the heat is, even if you're just measuring heat coming off of that.
right. And this is a rudimentary test. Like, this is not a good test, because when you look at low level light laser therapy studies, which everyone is referencing, you need this direct line of sight. You need this penetration and absorption on the skin directly. And so there's a few things that hamper that. One is the body going into a superheated state. Two is having a thick layer of sweat on your skin. That also modulates the light and changes it, because have you ever seen water droplets change the way light looks? The same thing is happening. So if you want optimal red light therapy, it's better not to do it. You can do it in the sauna if you want to save time if you're not going to do it otherwise. It's still worthwhile. But if you want the best, this is going to be much better, because you can control the distance, you can control the output, and there's no obstruction, right? And we're not confined to a box, a sauna box, where it's only in these locations, or, you know, if you sit this way, you might get a little bit on the left, none on the right, none on the back, or, you know, if you turn around. These are all limitations, and it changes your dosage, your duration, the output, the joules of the actual device, you know, are going to be different. And is it a sauna company that is robbing the sauna of far infrared power from the power supply to give you an accessory so you can get red light therapy, or put quartz halogen heaters to make it a full spectrum sauna or something like that, when in fact you're not actually getting the red light therapy that you think you are? And we'll throw it up on the screen with the spectrometer. You can see it's clear as day. If you compare that to one of these, it's night and day difference. So when you listen to these reps and they're telling you that you should have this, or that you should do this therapy, or you should buy this particular model because you're going to get this, 9 times out of 10 you're not getting this. Yeah, I prefer overhead stand to lie down and get targeted treatment depending on what you want to do, and then I'll actually do a brain or head treatment with a separate device. I've been testing this one. This was really cool because it has a different throw off of these lenses. They throw the light in a different manner. I'm not sure yet whether or not I really like it or think it's better or worse than anything else, but I like to test everything just because I want to make sure that if I go through this much effort, spend this much money for equipment for myself, I'm getting, you know, the best benefit possible, because I'm a user of this stuff, not just a proponent or, perpetuating a bunch of nonsense just for people to.
You're a connoisseur of saunas.
I am, like a wine connoisseur.
Yeah.
That owns a wine store, right?
So you own 50 saunas.
Well, you got to have them if you want to really find out. There's no other way. I'd be stuck listening to reps with this copy and paste bullshit, just like everyone else, if I didn't have the equipment. Anyway, you want to go back in there and check the towel?
Let's do it.
In the sauna? All right, so the sauna's been on for 11 minutes now. And this time, we'll see. Hot in there. Yeah, it's warm. So we'll see, these haven't changed much. The surface temperature has increased a little bit. This is an arbitrary number from a FLIR camera. Now the surface temperature of the towel will not reflect the heat penetrating. You'll see a little bit of the light, but what will change is me, because I'm on the receiving end of the far infrared rays. So non-visible light is not required to have direct line of sight. Visible light therapies are. So when you mix and match these and you have these reps or these dealers or these whoever talk about these saunas, they're really misguiding people, throwing them off. You know, they'll switch back and forth, like you can see in these Facebook comments that I'm trying to have patience to answer, but I'm losing my patience. I'm gonna start sweating.
I'm sweating standing out here.
My back right now is getting hot. There's no way to show that though. You can't put the camera in between.
Could you turn around quickly and
Sure.
Let me see if. Dang, it is. I can literally see the heat, signatures on your back. That's crazy.
Yeah, because the far infrared portion of the wavelength, 4,000 nanometers and up, which is not red light therapy, does not need direct line of sight. Just like it takes time for the sauna to heat up too, we just turn it on cold. But you get the idea now. So this won't happen with a red light therapy device. This can't happen with a PBMT body panel. It can happen with a quartz halogen heater, But it won't happen with, that's not giving you red light therapy. There's hardly any output in the 600, 800, 900 nanometer range. So hopefully we can put this to bed now, or at least I can point somebody to this video anytime they ask me about a Sunlight and Impulse, Sunlight and Amplify, a Clear Light Sanctuary, whoever else makes full spectrum saunas. That's the portable saunas that are beeping.
So if there's something that you like from today's video, or you're looking for more resources, at CertifiedSaunas.com on the homepage, there's recommended sauna resources. If you're looking for a brand, a size, a model, reviews, installation videos on how to put them together, we have step-by-step tutorials that show you how to receive a sauna, how to prep your house for it. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for you so you don't have to wade through 4 hours of YouTube video to find the exact thing that you're looking for. But a lot of times in these episodes, I'll mention sauna hats, sauna accessories, different types of electrolyte supplements. If you want to put an infrared sauna in a cold basement or unheated garage, there's accessories or additional supplemental heat that you can add to it. If you continue down, you'll find everything that you're looking for that we've mentioned today. In addition to CertifiedSaunas.com, you can go to the Facebook group, which is the Certified Sauna Community on Facebook. It's our sauna group. There's no hardcore pitching. There's thousands of members in there that offer really, really, really good advice. I learn from them every day. I'm also contributing and answering questions in there every day. In addition to that, you can go to the Amazon store. A lot of people have requested on where to buy sauna towels, sauna hats, different various supplements, minerals, electrolytes. Now we have all this in one place on various lists on this Amazon store. So you can go to this one link and everything will be right there for you. See you in the next video.